All right, check this out. We finally have some raw data showing how the public feels about the Trump admin covering up the Epstein list. And let me tell you, it's not good for the Trump admin. There has been a massive spike in searches across the internet of the Epstein list, of Trump and Epstein, of what happened to the list, and we'll break all of that down. But let me tell you, as a young dude, every single corner of the internet that I go in, I see people asking about this, whether it's gamer bros, whether it's comedians, whether it's my old friends saying, where are the Epstein files? I mean, check this out. Right-wing gamer Asmongold, who generally is praising Trump in all of his videos, has made a series of videos saying if they can cover this up, that got 1 million views. This has been really bad. That got 850,000 views. This one says, never stop complaining about the Epstein files. He then posts, the Epstein cover-up is unreal, 1.4 million views. All across the internet, everybody is pushing back against the Epstein files, and it's because the Trump admin way over-promised and way under-delivered. I mean, Pam Bondi said she had it on her desk. Donald Trump created an environment ripe for conspiracy theories about Epstein, and they get into office and they yank the rug out from underneath. I want you to listen closely to this clip of podcast bro Andrew Schultz saying this is not what I voted for whatsoever across multiple sectors.
I believe that about Trump. I believe when Trump, everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single fucking thing.
I don't know what he's done. Yeah, exactly to your point. If you tell me, it's easier for me to believe you wanted to do all these things if any of them were happening in the way that you said they would.
To that point, like there'll be people that they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for. Yeah. I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that, which I kind of like. But he's like, oh, well, we kind of need the people working in restaurants, and we need our farmers. It's like everything that he said that he was going to do that he campaigned
Well, he said
really
to
hard
us,
on.
which was important, and I thought it was good. You pressed him on it. Well, you got to start with the criminals in terms of deporting. I don't even know if the criminals are getting sent back. I know there's a lot of people with green cards getting sent back. There's people who aren't criminals getting sent back. I don't know if you're sending back the criminals first. You're definitely not doing it first. I don't know if you're sending them back at all.
It's because Trump made a bunch of campaign promises that are inherently contradictory. He would say in one breath that he's going to reshore manufacturing with tariffs and bring the golden age of America. But then in the next breath, he would say that he's going to bring in so much tariff revenue that we're going to remove the income tax. These things are inherently contradictory. If we're going to reshore all manufacturing, we won't be importing anything to tariff or get revenue off of. That means the government won't have any revenue whatsoever. When it comes to immigration, he made contradictory claims. He said he wanted to start with the criminals, but then every single time he used the word immigrant, he would also associate it with rapist/criminal. So he would try to tie that association, and now he's realizing he has to backtrack. He backtracks on tariffs. He said he was going to end the war in Ukraine on day one. It's not possible. Vladimir Putin is not a good faith, rational actor. Any deal that you cut, quote unquote, deal, is going to be broken by Putin within 30 to 60 days, sometimes even less. I mean, Putin has sometimes gotten off the phone with Trump and immediately backstabbed him. Trump has no effing clue what he's doing, and I'm glad the podcast bros are beginning to notice that. I mean, the only reason I saw this is because a Fox News article popped up and it dinged on my phone, and it was like, Andrew Schultz, podcast giant, says he voted for none of this. What about this clip of the Epstein percentage? People searching for it going way, way up. Listen, we need to keep our foot on their neck, metaphorically, of course, keep our foot on their neck and continue talking about the Epstein list. We also want to continue talking about the big ugly bill, continue talking about the immigration policy, the immigration state that Trump is creating. If we can tie all of these into one cohesive message, when I go on air on Piers Morgan, when you guys talk to your MAGA neighbors and MAGA friends, then we have a chance. Start off with the Epstein piece, plant like a seed of doubt. Plant a little bit of doubt, and then go downstream and say, well, he said he was going to end the war in Ukraine, but it seems to be harder. Approach it in good faith and try to walk them through and say, can you see how I'm skeptical of an administration that just lies blatantly? And if you want to help boost the truth, make sure you're dropping a like. Make sure you subscribe to the Adam Mockler channel. Let's watch this clip.
What a massive, unforced error by the Trump administration. Donald Trump would love this story to go away, But in fact, interest is climbing higher and higher, to quote Jackie Wilson. Look at this. Google searches for Epstein up 1,200% this week versus last. And get this, it is currently the top topic search with Trump on Google alongside his presidency. So Donald Trump normally, leans into stories in which there's controversy, like tariffs, for example. This is a story in which he's trying to get away from, basically saying, why is anyone still interested in this story? But the bottom line is people are very interested in this story to historic degrees, at least this week.
Give us some perspective. You see that 1,200 number about other stories in comparison, how people are viewing this one.
Yeah, okay. So, I mentioned tariffs earlier on, right? Epstein has been Googled a lot since Monday. He has actually been Googled 1.4 times as much as tariffs has been Googled. And that is, of course, a huge news story. How about Grok, which is another insane news story this week? I mean, my goodness gracious. But in fact, Epstein has been Googled 2.5 times as much as the Grok story has been Googled. So the bottom line is this is a story in which there's a lot of interest. And it's one of the few stories in which both Steve Bannon and Elon Musk are going after Trump. At least the Trump administration, he's managed to bring together two parts of the administration that
keep on doubling down, keep on sharing these stories, talking about these stories. It's crucial. This is a key window to show how corrupt the admin is. And again, once people start to realize this admin is corrupt in one sense, you can run them downstream and say, listen, Trump also took $400 million from Qatar in the form of a jet 2 months ago. You might not have seen this, but they covered this up in the same way. You know this admin's a liar. Look at, they covered this up. They covered this up. They covered this up. You can plant the seed of doubt.
Or two parts of the fan base that have normally been against each other.
Yeah, you can bet on anything, and this proves it. What are you seeing as far as whether or not people think that they will actually release these Epstein files?
Yeah, I know my buddy Vin from Jersey would love for the Trump administration to release more Epstein files. But get this, Trump releasing more Epstein files in 2025. This is the betting market odds. You go back 2 months ago, it was 43%. You go back even a month ago, it was 39%. But now it's just at 20%. I think that there are going to be a lot of the normally MAGA fan base who are going to be very disappointed. And this is all a self-inflicted error by Trump and the Trump administration.
Many in the administration were pushing all these conspiracy theories, promising bombshells when they got into office, and nothing.
It turns out what goes around sometimes comes around when you push conspiracy theories.
Yep, when you lay the groundwork and spread conspiracy theories and make sure people are primed to have conspiratorial minds, then yeah, it's going to come back around and bite you because you're going to create true believers. Just check out Donald Trump's Truth Social. If you want to go into the Lion's Den, we can go on any post that he's made over the past few days. Like, look at the latest post that he made last night at 11. All the top replies, especially if you release the Epstein files and bring them to justice. Day 200 of asking for justice. We know the truth behind BB and his Mossad goons and CIA operatives. What's even more embarrassing is our government covering his ass. This is not MAGA. This says, I'm a card-carrying Republican, and I think that America is more successful and safe when Republicans are in charge. But if they don't start publicly arresting and indicting people pursuant to the Epstein files, they're going to be in real trouble in the midterms. Again, we can use this. We can leverage this. It is a key time. Someone says, you sent weapons and artillery to Ukraine literally today. That's actually a good thing. We want more weapons and artillery to Ukraine, especially since they're only defensive weapons, as someone points out on Truth Social. Here's one more clip of Andrew Schultz watching the Epstein files clip.
You're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
So we're stupid.
Yeah.
we're the fucking idiots, guys. That is, I think, what is enraging people right now is it's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan Bongino.
He had clips, dog. He had bars.
He was ready to tear it all down. He was ready to tear down the entire FBI office.
Shut down the Hoover building day one.
Day one.
That bitch still standing.
And then he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, listen, do you think if I had it, I wouldn't share it with you?
I do.
Yeah.
They have a lot of doubt right now. I'm going to leave it there, but if you appreciate the videos, then go to adammockler.com for extra content. You can subscribe below. We have a Reddit. I love all of you. I'm eternally grateful. We're building something really sick, and as the election cycle gets closer, especially heading into the midterms, we're going to be doing a lot more interviews. We've talked to a lot of politicians. We're going to be elevating the platforms of politicians that we really, really like and appreciate. We're going to be doing new podcasts, new call-in shows, new debates, a lot of stuff scaling behind the scenes at Mockler Media, but it takes time. It takes a lot of time to get it off the ground, and I can't do it without you all. So thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Let's keep building, and let's have a great weekend. Peace out.